Breaking news. Today marks the beginning of a new chapter in Iran's leadership, a moment that will be remembered for generations to come. The nation holds its breath as the world watches closely. As dawn breaks over Tehran, the city stirs with anticipation and uncertainty. The familiar skyline is bathed in the soft glow of sunrise, but beneath the surface, a sense of change is palpable. Today, Tehran awakes to a new supreme leader. Mojtaba Khamenei, the son of the late Ayatollah, steps into the spotlight and takes the helm of the Islamic Republic. The news spreads rapidly, flashing across television screens in living rooms, echoing from radios in bustling cafes, and lighting up mobile phones in the hands of young Iranians. From the early hours, the entire nation is gripped by the announcement, each person processing the news in their own way. On the streets, conversations buzz with speculation and concern. People gather in small groups, exchanging hurried whispers and anxious glances. The headline dominates every discussion, as Iranians try to make sense of what this leadership change could mean for their future. In every corner of the city, from the cozy warmth of traditional cafes to the busy aisles of local shops, and in the privacy of family living rooms, the same question echoes: what does this mean for Iran? The uncertainty is tangible, and the search for answers unites people from all walks of life. This historic announcement comes after weeks of swirling rumors and mounting uncertainty. Newspapers have been filled with speculation, and conversations have been dominated by questions about the future of the country's leadership. Now, the rumors have given way to reality. The passing of Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who served as Iran's supreme leader for over 3 decades, has left a profound void. His leadership shaped the nation's identity and direction, and his absence is deeply felt. Across the country, people mourn his loss, gathering in vigils and reflecting on his legacy as flags fly at half-mast. Now Mojtaba Khamenei, his son and long-rumored successor, steps forward to assume the highest position in the land. His rise to power is both historic and controversial, sparking debate about the future path of the Islamic Republic. As the sun rises over Tehran, the city faces a dawn unlike any before. The streets, once empty in the early morning, slowly fill with people carrying a mix of hope, anxiety, and curiosity about what lies ahead. This moment is more than just a change of name at the top. It represents a turning point, a shift that could redefine Iran's political landscape and its place in the world. The halls of power are abuzz with anticipation, and the nation's flag waves in the wind, symbolizing both continuity and change. The transition signals a deep and potentially lasting shift in Iran's political and religious landscape. Religious leaders, politicians, and ordinary citizens alike are left to ponder how Mojtaba's leadership will shape the country's future, both at home and on the international stage. As Iran's new supreme leader, every move Mojtaba Khamenei makes will be scrutinized by Iranians seeking stability, and by a world eager to understand the direction of this pivotal nation. The eyes of the world are on Tehran, watching as a new era begins. Mojtaba Khamenei is a name known to some, whispered in the corridors of power, and discussed quietly among Iran's political elite. But to the wider world, he remains a mystery, an enigmatic figure whose influence is felt but rarely seen. For decades, Mojtaba has lived in the long shadow cast by his father, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, Iran's supreme leader and one of the most powerful men in the country's modern history. Now, as the political landscape shifts, Mojtaba finds himself stepping into the spotlight, his presence more visible than ever before. But who is the man behind the title? What drives him, and how did he rise to such prominence? Born in 1969, Mojtaba is the second son of Ali Khamenei. He grew up during a time of revolution and upheaval, witnessing firsthand the transformation of Iran from monarchy to Islamic Republic. Unlike his father, who was once a public figure and a revolutionary leader, Mojtaba has always preferred to keep a low profile, moving quietly through the halls of power and avoiding the glare of cameras. He rarely appears in the media, and when he does, it is often in the background, never the center of attention. He does not give interviews, and his words are seldom heard by the public. This silence has only fueled speculation about his true role and ambitions. Few outside Iran's tightly controlled inner circles know much about him. His life is shrouded in secrecy, and details about his activities are closely guarded. Despite his quiet demeanor, Mojtaba wields significant influence behind the scenes. He is known to advise top politicians and clerics, shaping decisions that affect the entire nation. Within political and clerical circles, he is respected, sometimes even feared, for his strategic mind and ability to navigate the complexities of Iranian power structures. Now, After years of operating in the background, his quiet power has become official. His role is no longer just that of an advisor, but a leader in his own right. As he steps forward, Mojtaba Khamenei's voice will help shape the future of the Islamic Republic, guiding its direction, influencing its policies, and perhaps one day defining its legacy for generations to come. Mojtaba's story is deeply tied to his family. The Khamenei name carries weight in Iran. His father, Ali Khamenei, led the country through war, protests, and international standoffs. Being born into this family, Mojtaba was never far from power. He grew up in Mashhad, a city holy to Shia Muslims. The Khamenei household was strict and devout. Mojtaba's mother, Mansoure Khojaste Bagherzadeh, is well known for her charitable work. Mojtaba's siblings also play roles in Iran's political and business scenes. From a young age, Mojtaba was taught the importance of faith, discipline, and loyalty to the Islamic Revolution. These values would shape his life and leadership style. The Khamenei family's legacy is now his to carry forward. Mojtaba is not just a political figure, he is also a cleric. He studied in the religious schools of Qom, Iran's spiritual heart. There, he learned from leading Shia scholars. He became a Hujjatul Islam, a respected title for clerics. His religious training gave him deep knowledge of Islamic law and philosophy. It also connected him to Iran's clerical elite. These ties are important. In Iran, the supreme leader must be trusted by religious leaders as well as politicians. Mojtaba's faith is central to his identity. He's known for his conservative views. His sermons often stress loyalty to the revolution and resistance to Western influence. As supreme leader, his religious background will shape his decisions and policies. Mojtaba's rise to power was not a sudden event, but rather the result of years of careful positioning and subtle maneuvering within Iran's complex political landscape. Still, when the final steps were taken, everything seemed to accelerate almost overnight. The atmosphere in Tehran shifted palpably, as if the city itself sensed that history was about to change course. Over the past year, whispers about Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei's declining health grew louder and more persistent. Each rare public appearance was scrutinized for signs of frailty, and Iranian newspapers began to cautiously speculate about the future of the country's leadership. The uncertainty created a sense of anticipation and anxiety, both among the political elite and ordinary citizens. Sensing that a major transition was imminent, political groups and influential clerics quietly began to prepare for what many saw as an inevitable power struggle. Behind closed doors, alliances were forged and strategies debated, as everyone tried to position themselves for the coming change. Some factions pushed for significant reforms, hoping to steer Iran in a new direction. Others rallied behind Mojtaba, viewing him as a source of continuity and stability in uncertain times. His supporters organized rallies and circulated his image, emphasizing his deep roots in the country's religious and political traditions. When Ayatollah Khamenei passed away, the Assembly of Experts, the powerful body responsible for selecting the next supreme leader, convened in utmost secrecy. Security was tight, and the eyes of the nation were fixed on the closed doors behind which Iran's future was being decided. Inside, debates were intense, and emotions ran high. Some clerics argued passionately for a new direction, while others insisted on preserving the legacy of the Islamic Republic as it had been shaped by Khamenei. Mojtaba's supporters pointed to his years of experience working behind the scenes and the powerful legacy of his father. However, critics raised concerns about his lack of public service and questioned whether he truly represented the will of the people. In coffee houses and homes across Tehran, ordinary Iranians debated what his leadership might mean for their future. Ultimately, Mojtaba's close relationships with influential clerics and his strong ties to the Revolutionary Guard proved decisive. These powerful backers helped tip the scales in his favor, ensuring that his candidacy could not be ignored. The official announcement came swiftly. In a televised address, watched by millions, Mojtaba Khamenei was declared the new supreme leader of Iran. The news sent shockwaves through the country and reverberated around the world. For a moment, both Iran and the international community seemed to hold their breath, waiting to see what this new chapter would bring. The world watched closely, aware that the decisions made in Tehran would have far-reaching consequences for the region and beyond. In Tehran's main square, crowds gather. Some people cheer, waving flags and photographs of the Khamenei family. Others stand quietly, holding signs that call for reform. The mood is tense, uncertain, and divided. Iran's clerics offer cautious support. Many see Mojtaba as a guardian of traditional values. Reformists are less enthusiastic. They worry that his leadership could mean more restrictions and less openness. Younger Iranians ask questions about freedom and the future. Inside the government, politicians weigh their words carefully. Some praise Mojtaba's intelligence and loyalty. Others, in private, admit fear about possible crackdowns. For many, this is a moment of hope or anxiety, or both. Beyond Iran's borders, Mojtaba's appointment sparks debate. In Washington, officials watch closely, looking for signs of change or continuity. European leaders issue statements calling for calm and respect for human rights. Israel expresses concern, warning of possible escalation. Regional powers weigh their options. Saudi Arabia and the Gulf states are wary. They know Mojtaba's reputation for hardline policies. International media analyze his speeches and past statements, trying to predict his next move. Diplomats and analysts agree on one point: Iran's direction under Mojtaba Khamenei is uncertain. The world prepares for shifts in diplomacy, security, and economics. With Mojtaba in charge, Iran may see both continuity and change. He inherits his father's networks and policies, but he also brings his own style. Analysts expect him to strengthen ties with the Revolutionary Guard and maintain a firm stance against Western pressure. Some fear more limits on free speech and political activity. Others hope Mojtaba will address economic problems and corruption. Iran's young population wants jobs, better living standards, and more personal freedom. These demands will test the new leader. On the world stage, Mojtaba's leadership could mean tougher negotiations and regional rivalry. The next months will reveal if he is a bridge to stability or a source of fresh unrest. Iran stands at a crossroads as Mojtaba Khamenei takes power. His rise marks the start of a new era. The nation faces big questions about freedom, security, and its place in the world. The decisions Mojtaba makes will shape Iran's future, for better or worse. His background, beliefs, and connections give him strength, but they also bring challenges. The Iranian people and the world will watch every step. Some hope for reform, others brace for more of the same. One thing is clear: Iran's story is entering a dramatic, uncertain chapter. Mojtaba's next moves will define not only his legacy, but the fate of a nation struggling for its voice.